What's up, guys? It's another episode of the Trap Podcast. I'm joined here by Charlie. However, I'm also joined here by Tommy Talks, Go Jetta,
So,
Hello there, TommyNC 2010 here.
So Tommy, yeah, go on then.
I was going to hand it over to you, Charlie.
So Tommy, I know you're a wrestling fan, so I want to ask you, who's your favourite wrestler?
One of my favorite, I have three favorite wrestlers, multiple wrestlers, Bill Goldberg, The Undertaker, and Sting.
Yeah, not good choices,
the only one I know is The Undertaker. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. Go on then, Roman, you can ask.
I was going to ask about another question about wrestling. Do you think wrestling is fake? I know this is starting to come off as cringy, but I'm just generally interested in what you think. So, do you think
wrestling is acrobatics. It's like acting. It's just like acting, and it's all staged and coordinated, and it's acrobatics. But the injuries are real.
Yeah,
there's actually a thing about Roman. Wrestling's TV entertainment more than actual fighting. It's like for people to watch more than for people to think it's real, to be honest.
The ring isn't fake, but it's scripted.
No, but they do it in a way. They do it in a way to make it look like it hurts more than it does. That's what it's like. I've got a question.
Okay.
So Tommy, you know, like the whole Leafyishere situation, right?
Yeah, isn't it? Yes.
Were you actually, like, I know it was a bad situation, but are you glad now that gave you publicity, that it made you gain more fans and all that?
I don't know. I'm off. I think differently. Off and on.
Obviously it wasn't a good situation, but it's like.
Honestly, it wasn't Leafy. It gave me the subscribers. It was the community, and because I was legitimately going to quit, and because of what Leafy did to me, and because of that. The community saw that, and it blew up on Reddit, and majorly just.
I've actually got a counter question. Are you happy that Leafyishere has been exposed recently for a lot of things, or do you not care about that?
I really don't much care about Leafy, honestly.
Wait, as I've said, I'm kind of old to the new to the drama, but so did Leafy bully you for having autism or something?
No, he didn't directly. He just was bullying him in general.
Yeah. So Tommy, who would you say your favourite YouTubers to watch is?
One of my favorite YouTubers to watch would be Harley Morenstein, Mick Juggernuggets, Cool Duder, Wet Movie 1. Who else? There's one of my Cinema Stalker, and who else? One of my other friends is one of my other favorite YouTubers is Mark Hyder. He's one of my other favorite YouTubers. And who else? Another one of my other favorites is Chris Perillo. I have a big list of YouTubers I like to watch. Yes.
So, just to recap here, what happened between you and Leafyishere exactly?
Well, what exactly happened was I saw his video, and I was mildly insulted, and I didn't know what to do, and then next thing I know, I'm getting hordes and hordes of comments, just kill yourself, threatening comments, and I'm just getting overwhelmed.
He did that. That's disgusting.
No, Leafy is a complete I don't know the right word for Leafy, so.
So, do you completely hate Leafy?
I don't exactly hate him. I just, I don't know how to feel about him. When people ask me, I don't really care much about him, and so I really don't have an opinion about Leafy anymore.
Just pretending he's not there.
Yeah. Who do you think's in the wrong, Keemstar or Leafy, with this whole situation, backstabbing and that?
Well, here's the thing. Did you guys watch the interview, didn't you, on my channel?
The podcast. No, yeah, I think I did, yeah.
I don't understand why people call my show a podcast, because a podcast is something that you listen to, and my show is more like a talk show. You see it and you hear it. And I don't understand why people call Tommy Talks a podcast, because Baited Podcast is what the Baited Podcast is.
You use Google Hangouts, don't you?
No, I just recently started using OBS and using Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shot from the Point said it in a stream that you didn't know how to do multiple calls or something like that. He still said something like that on the stream. But yeah.
Well, I don't have a number for the show, but I've had I used to back in the day before my channel went up in the numbers. I used to do Skype calls, and I had troubles with people calling in and heckling me, and so I stopped. Now, I recommend all the viewers here on this channel to go check out some of my older videos, some of the older content I've made in the past. Because I've been here on since 2010, been making videos, and no one bothers to check out my old content. I'm producing content right now.
I think I've actually been looking at it. I think I've seen a couple of videos from the back. I'll have a look now. I think I might have watched a couple, actually.
Thank you.
Well, Tommy?
Yes?
Do you have any hobbies outside of YouTube that you do?
Gaming. YouTube has basically become my main hobby now. And
do you work, like, is YouTube your job?
I wouldn't say it's my job. I do have a part-time job, which I still work at.
Would you ever like a YouTuber to become your full-time job?
Yes, I would. Honestly, I would like to be able to go to conventions and meet my fans and make it my full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much every YouTuber's dream.
Yeah. Do you think, like, you'll ever go to, like, VidCon or something like that?
It just depends. I've been to Playlist Live. I want to go again. I'd love to go again. Find a way to go back there again. I just moved out of my parents' house. I live in an apartment now. Yeah. So I've been living here in my apartment, and I've been having a good time being independent.
Yeah. So, like, when did you actually make, like, Keemstar and Colossal and that? Because I know, like, you're good friends with them now, aren't you?
Well, I say I'm business partners with Keemstar, but not necessarily friends with Keem, but we're business partners. I know him through business. And Colossal, I think I've made good friends with Colossal, I think. And, the only reason that, I know Colossal and that was because of TommyNC. Because TommyNC started working with the Beta podcast and became a member.
TommyNC.
Sorry about that. Allergies.
Are you happy that you became friends with TommyNC because he's given you quite a lot of opportunities now, hasn't he?
Well, you don't understand this. I've been friends with TommyNC for a long time. Back in the day, TommyNC used to be on a podcast called The Joe Cronin Show. That's where Dead on Dave was friends with Joe Cronin also, but they got into a pickle and they don't really talk anymore. But I found TommyNC because of Joe Cronin, and I found Dead on Dave because of Joe Cronin. Then I met Dave Rose because of that, and then I met MCW because of the Joe Cronin community. And then later on down the road, we've been all good friends, and TommyNC had been my friend for a while my channel was a small channel.
Yeah. Is there any link, like, with TommyNC and TommyNC, or is it just a coincidence?
That's just his name.
Name.
Oh, right. I was gonna say. So what kind of content do you like watching then? Not YouTubers, like what kind of content, like genre and that?
I mean, like TV?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I'm
a Netflix guy. Honestly, I'm a Netflix guy. I do like watching old episodes of Seinfeld. I do like watching, comedy shows. I do like watching horror movies, different kinds of film. I do like watching plays. I like looking at comic books occasionally. I'm a big geek, and I love all things. I love horror. I even have the Freddy Krueger glove, Movie Masters version.
Yeah. So, do you prefer SmackDown or Raw?
Honestly, it's hard to say. Like, SmackDown's gotten good. Raw is kind of like, eh. And, for somebody that's supposed to be on the main roster, where the heck is John Cena? It's like, okay, you're supposed to be fighting for your 16-time championship, and where are you? You're not even going to be a main eventer in the new Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Where the heck are you, John Cena? that's the deal. You know, he wants to fight for a 16-time championship, but you know what folks, let me tell you something. You know what John Cena's waiting for? WrestleMania. He's waiting for a good champion to step up and fight so he can take it away. And here's my predictions for WrestleMania. It's a long ways away. Dean Ambrose and John Cena square away in the squared circle for the WWE Championship. John Cena wins the 16-time championship and walks away, and then a couple more years after that, he retires.
Yeah. The rumor, they think that Undertaker is going to face Undertaker, don't they?
It's pretty skeptical because Undertaker has one more good match in him, and a lot of people say, "Oh, Undertaker doesn't have one good match in him." I don't know. I'm going to get flack for that because there's probably a lot of good of English, English wrestling fans here on your channel. But honestly, put one in the chat if you want to see Undertaker in a wheelchair. Put 2 if you want to see Undertaker walk out healthy. And, he can live his life and raise his kids. He probably has kids at his age. I guarantee you, he's married to, I can't remember what's her face. She's a former WWE diva.
Cool, isn't it? No,
here's the thing I find interesting. A long time ago, we used to call it the Divas division. And then recently in 2016, we decided, okay, we're going to call it the Women's division. Because what happened was the women that came in, the new women that came in, fought against it. Like, hey, listen, we need to have, I don't know if Stephanie McMahon did it or who did it, but somebody stood up to Vince McMahon and said, hey, listen, women are women. They're not divas.
Yeah.
So you need to straighten yourself out, Vince, and you need to get it straight because, this needs to be the women's division. So automatically that Divas title doesn't exist anymore. So you're telling me years of that belt being defended, now it's just going to be disappearing. It's not going to exist. We're not going to see the Divas division retire. So every other wrestler, does that mean every other diva, every girl that's wrestled, woman that has wrestled in the WWE doesn't exist because they were a diva? Or does that mean does it exclude them,
Carry on.
So, I just found out he's married to Michelle McCool. So you got a question, Roman, or...
I was going to go back to the drama thing. Sorry, it's a reoccurring theme, but, in general, what do you think about YouTube drama? Do you think it's harmful for the community?
I think YouTube drama is kind of harmful because the fact is that it could do certain things to people. People could take YouTube drama a different way. When people are the target of YouTube drama, there's a lot of people that could take it the wrong way and do something harmful to themselves. So I think YouTube drama is wrong sometimes.
Well, back to the question earlier. You said you liked gaming. What's your favorite game?
GTA 5. That's one of my other games, and I just got a new game, a horror game, which I'm gonna try playing soon at some point.
Yeah. So, do you prefer consoles or PC?
Console. I have a PlayStation 4.
Same. They're good, aren't they? Have you ever had an Xbox?
Yes, I did, but it broke.
They always break, and now they're crap.
Three red lights of death. Oh my gosh, I hated that. I sent it back to Xbox. They sent it to me. It works for a little bit. 3 red lights of death. I just punted it.
That's Microsoft for you.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
I've had a red ring once. I think we managed to fix it though. So.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Like your favorite video on YouTube, or altogether is on YouTube?
One of my all-time favorite videos came from a YouTuber called Cool Duder, and I can't remember the name of the video, but back in the day, Cool Duder used to work with a guy named MJ Kelly, and MJ is at this restaurant. MJ and Sean and MJ are at this restaurant, and all of a sudden, basically...
Carry on with your question, Charlie. I've still got the other audio clips.
What was your... what was your opinion on the way that Major Nuggets ended his Psycho Series finale?
I thought that it was quite interesting, and to show you that it was fake. The recoil on that revolver was not the way it was, and honestly, if that revolver had hit Psycho Dad, it would have ripped right through him. And honestly, the way that Jesse was close near his dad, I'm going to tell you that there would have been resplash, pink mist, as they call it. all over McJuggernuggets, and honestly, that whole couch would have been riveted with blood, and if that bullet had hit the right way, it would have hit his spine, possibly making him cripple, and spinning to the body, ripping up the inside of Psycho Dad's body. So I thought it was quite interesting. But in any real circumstance, Jesse would have never been able to flee the country if it had been in a real life incident. But it was very interesting how he followed up and how he showed him fleeing the country. Jesse is a brilliant, as you can see, brilliant director, and made off. But a lot of times you can look at it and say, okay, a lot of people do fake YouTube drama. Yeah. But I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to diminish anybody.
Yeah.
But, a lot of, you could say, one, yes, Jesse has kind of tarnished that name for the fake drama acting community, but at the same time, Jesse has been very successful. So, I think that he's kind of a genius. But at the same time, there's other, Jesse has skeletons in his closet, and, he has, look at Korn. Korn was not at the end of the Psycho series because him and Korn had a contract. It's all about, okay, think about this. WWE and YouTube are like the same. We all have locker room drama. We all have beefs with our people we work with.
Yeah.
And our bosses and people we work with. And that's what happened in the McJuggernuggets locker room was they got into a big argument on payments and contracts, and Korn walked. So guess who picked it up? Jeffrey. And, honestly, Jeffrey should have been filming since the beginning because he's the one that was, doing all the filming. But apparently it was all of a sudden now, oh, yeah, Korn's going to come in. He's going to start filming. So then Jeffrey went on and did his own stuff and make his own videos. And so here's the problem. Here's the biggest mistake Jesse made. Jesse made a mistake by saying that this was a series, the Haunted series. He should have just said this was an occurrence. He should have made it look like the Psycho series, and then, at the end, reveal it was fake. Jesse's a storyteller. That's what his channel is all about. Yeah. Nothing is real. It's all... He tries to show us his real life. Okay, that's real. But the thing is, Jesse is a storytelling channel. That's what he does. So everything you see is sometimes fake.
Yeah. So you don't know what to believe, what's real and what is fake now, because it's most things he's done is fake, but it's a good storyteller. And do you think he'll ever make it in Hollywood and films and that?
I hope he will. I mean, he's definitely got the skills for it, but anyway, we're interviewing Tommy anyway, so what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, Tommy?
Huh? What do you think? Do you think Jesse will ever get to Hollywood and make films?
Well, Jesse,
maybe, but it just depends on what Jesse wants, and if Jesse wants to continue to just make YouTube videos.
Yeah. Yes. So talking about WWE, yeah. Who do you think makes the most money at WWE?
John Cena does. And I could, hold on a second, just a second, we'll search up on Google exactly, and I'll let you guys hear it, how much I searched up recently. Hold on. I'm sure he won't get in trouble for doing this.
No, he won't. But
how much does John Cena make in WWE?
According to Heavy.com, as of July 2016, thanks to reporting from Forbes, Celebrity Net Worth, and more, here are the highest-grossing wrestlers in the WWE. 1. John Cena, $9.5 million. John Cena is the highest-paid wrestler in the WWE right now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Million.
Yep. I just searched that up, and and he's not even wrestling right now. He's all doing other things right now. That's a thing.
I know, he's in some movies, isn't he?
So basically he's getting money for doing nothing.
Yeah, but he has worked hard all those years, that's what you have to think.
Honestly, a lot of people want him to retire, and a lot of people want him to move on. But the thing is, I don't know, John Cena doesn't have to work, that honestly, John Cena could just go off.
So, where did you, where did you come from? Like, what brought you into the YouTube community? Like,
No, before that, where did you grow up? Like, what was your...
I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I grew up in Orlando, Florida. My parents raised me, and pretty much all my life I wanted to be I wanted to honestly be honest. Before I wanted to be a filmmaker, I wanted to be a truck driver. My grandfather drove rig, and I looked up to him. I wanted to drive rig, and then when I learned I had a disability, I really kind of looked away from that, and I watched one of my first movies that really inspired me was the movie Daylight and Dante's Peak. Those are the two movies that kind of really inspired me about filmmaking.
Yeah. So, like, you say you like movies, yeah? So what's like your favourite movie you've ever watched?
What's my favorite movie to watch? I would say Godzilla vs. Megalon.
Yeah, I love that film. It's brilliant. So, like... Go on then.
I was going to say, so going back to where you were brought up, like, about the trucks thing, if you could become a truck driver and quit YouTube and stuff, would you?
No, I think I'd just keep being I would keep being a YouTuber, honestly.
Yeah.
So do you prefer YouTube? Like, what is your dream job? Is it YouTube or
filmmaking. One of my that is one thing people don't know about me is I'm actually I would like to be a filmmaker. But also YouTube has now become one of those jobs that it's like a full-time thing and you want to do it because there's such a loving community.
Yeah, so if you're going to make a film, what would it be about?
If you check on my channel, I've actually made a film already. If you learned about...
Didn't you have like an O series as well? I watched a couple of those episodes.
Yes, I was on MTV's Made. I made a film called Oddballs about bullying. If you watch it, it'll be on my YouTube channel. And I also wanted to direct a horror film called Vader Slasher. Yeah. And it's about a young man that is tortured in his life, and he grows severely sadistic, and he glues a Darth Vader mask to his head, and he kills his whole family, slaughters the whole town, and then the sheriff knocks him out and buries his body somewhere, and he's awoken. And he rises up from the grave and he walks into this new town thinking that this is the town that he wants revenge on, and it's a gigantic bloodbath horror movie, basically.
That's really good, actually. I'd love to see. Did you ever put it out, or would you?
The trailers were made. We made a few trailers. If you looked at my channel, you'll see some of the old videos that I made a long time ago.
You said we, didn't you?
Well, yes, I had a crew. I used to work with a crew in Boston, and I had a crew in Boston that I worked with, and they found me after MTV's Made, which my mom was one of the people that it got me making YouTube videos because she said that I should make music videos on YouTube, and I said, okay. So I started watching people like, Cool Duder. I started watching people like The Nostalgic Critic. And then down the road, I found Chris Perillo and got into him. And I had been watching, a bunch of other videos, but those were the main people I started watching when I first started here on YouTube.
Okay.
So you've always liked to entertain since you were much younger, entertaining people.
Who?
Since you've been young, have you always liked to be an entertainer?
Yes, I've always wanted to be an entertainer. Yes.
Well, I think you're doing a very good job of it.
Huh?
I think you're doing a very good job of it on your channel. I enjoy your content. I think it's really good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Really good.
Go on, do you think that YouTube will ever die out?
It's hard to say. It just depends on what Google does, because Google has the controlling factor in here, and it's what Google does. It's only what Google has its hold and what they do. If Google ever decides to do what they're doing with YouTube Red, charging people for subs, YouTube will die. I guarantee you. If they start charging for subs like YouTube Red, you're going to see YouTube fall. And you see what they did is they took the bigger YouTubers, they took up some YouTubers, and they took their channels and put them on YouTube Red, and that's what they're making. They took some of the bigger YouTubers and put them on that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a question then. On the topic of YouTube Red, would you ever make a YouTube Red show?
I don't know. I don't think. I
Because
think
if you
I'm
like
happy
making
not having
movies,
to
you can make
happy
like.
pay for my. I think I'm happy with doing what I'm doing now.
What is your opinion on Fousey 2?
I really don't have an opinion on Fousey.
Yeah.
Do not know that much.
Do you prefer?
I do think it was wrong what he did to Colossal.
Yeah.
I think it was wrong that he waited until the last day to flag his video, and the only way, basically what Fousey has to do next is basically take, Colossal to court, sue him. But Fousey's not going to do that. He's not going to waste his time and invest all that money into sue Colossal. Colossal is anonymous, basically. He doesn't have an identity. He is a faceless person, so
Wait,
you can't...
then wouldn't FouseyTube have Colossal's identity? Because doesn't YouTube give that out?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. So wait, so it's impossible for Colossal to be sued?
No, but Colossal could easily have put his name different on his YouTube channel. He doesn't have to put his real name on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's fine. So like, Tommy, do you think you'll ever get to 1 million subscribers?
What?
Do you think you'll ever get to 1 million subscribers?
I become a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah. So what would you do if you got 1 million subscribers? Like, what would you do? Like, what to celebrate it?
I don't know. It'd be hard because it's like it seems so far away that someday I hope I can get to 1 million subs. I really don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Would you do a fan meetup?
Yes, I would love to do a fan meetup. Honestly, today I've been trying to figure out if I could do a fan meetup, and I just need to find the right time of the week that would be good, and maybe have it here in Asheville or Black Mountain where I live, and just locate a point when I can do a meetup with my fans and see if they would like to come out here, come out to Asheville and meet me.
Yeah, I definitely come, but I'm in the UK, so it'd be hard to come over to you.
All in the UK.
Yeah.
But I like your background, Jeff, Tommy.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Very good setup, man. I'd love to have it. It's been a pleasure to speak to you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
You're a really nice guy.
Thank you so much. What's the name of your podcast, by the way?
Trapped.
The Trap Podcast.
Tracked. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm TommyNC 2010. You're here on the Tracked Podcast, and I'm TommyNC 2010. Subscribe, support, stay positive, and keeping you on the inside fact. And that is the bottom line. And you are on the Tracked Podcast.